success can best be measured in terms of the hordes of viewers attracted to repeats of the show on streaming services, and those of us who will happily binge watch the show forever. There is something so comforting about turning on The Office, even just as background noise after a long day. It's hard to imagine a time when Michael Scott, Dwight Schrute, Pam Beesly and Jim Halpert weren't a part of our lives. This book has been written as a tribute to the employees of Dunder Mifflin, who we got to know so well over the 201 episodes of The Office. Michael Scott's Guide to Business. What are your thoughts on the future of the paper industry, given the advances in technology we've seen in the past 10 years? People ask me, Michael, how do you do it? How do you manage a branch of a highly successful paper company while we advance towards a world that doesn't need paper? I say, forget about the product. I'm not here to sell paper. That's not what Dunder Mifflin is about. I'm here to build a family and sell paper. What is the most important thing you can do to retain a customer's business? You need to be their friend. No, you need to be their best friend. One of my biggest clients is an elementary school principal who works about 60 hours a week and has 4 kids of his own. Widower. When he runs out of paper, he calls me up. Do I take his order immediately and fulfill it? No, I do not. I like the personal touch. I usually show up around 4 p.m. on a Friday, unannounced. Take him out for a slice of pizza and a couple of brewskis. I take his order by hand or at the table. That's personal service. He tried to order on the website for last month. I cancelled the order and I'm heading out to school this afternoon with a basket of muffins and a 6-pack. What is the next technological advance that will revolutionise the paper industry? I think it's printers. I have a dream that every home in America will have a printer in each room. Families will be connected by printing. Printers will be connected to each other on the internet. When a printer runs out of paper, it will be able to go online, phone up a Dunder Mifflin branch and order more paper for itself. That's the future I want to live in. What do you do in your spare time? I invent stuff. I was always dropping things in the toilet at work. My phone, my wallet, coffee mugs. So I invented the Toilet Buddy. It's a net that you hang in the toilet. It catches things before they fall in the water. Then you just reach in and grab them out. The Ultimate Office Prank Guide with Jim Halpert. When you have to work with someone like Dwight, the only way to get through information. I then placed this on a letterhead I made up for a security company. Attention it to Regional Manager Dunder Mifflin and copy him in it. The fax goes to Dwight and Dunder Mifflin. Corporate at 5:30 p.m. every night. It takes about an hour of my time each day, but as you can imagine, it's totally worth it. One time I photocopied a paperclip onto 200 sheets of copy paper and filled the printer tray with them. Every time Dwight would print or photocopy, a paperclip would appear in the same place on every page. Then I watched as Dwight pulled the entire photocopier apart, getting angrier and angrier. Must have taken him a whole afternoon to take it apart, and it only cost Dunder Mifflin $1,100 to replace it. I'll leave it there for today, but I hope you've enjoyed reading this book with me, and I hope you love The Office as much as I do.